Welcome to this Operation Greatness podcast. In quotes, chapter meeting is what it really is. We're doing this together through freeingthematrix.com. And if you're leading your own Operation Greatness chapter in your community as well as among all of your online friends, then you're doing the video of this Operation Greatness podcast. Number 46 is AI, Satan's greatest evil unleashed to further weaken and destroy humanity. Very interesting topic. What are your initial responses to that or reactions to that when you hear those words? When you hear that question, how do you answer that? Have you paused to even consider what AI means to the world? And is it natural, or was this part of the oppression used to further weaken and destroy us? I mean, I want you to go deep into this answer to reflecting on that question because, well, here's a little context for this. Okay, well, if you're watching this, right now I have the screen with our logo on it, and yet I'm going to switch over to another screen, which is about the parasites, about every one of us becoming parasite cleansed. I believe that every one of us has the obligation and the duty to become parasite cleansed, and we're doing that together through parasitecleansed.com. I suggest, and let me know what you think about this, that we as our human family are coming out of the time where we had been oppressed for thousands of years by the systems of evil. Do you recognize that yourself? And yet, like, for example, the dumbing device. Do you think that has served humanity, or has that caused us to become more distracted, divided, disconnected, disempowered, discombobulated, distanced from each other? And has that caused more despair, depression, debilitation? And it's been devastating for us because how many people now live disconnected from life, and this whole 3-inch screen is their whole world, and they see everything through that lens of this screen, which is very highly, carefully manipulated to further weaken and destroy us. I mean, like, I don't know when this was, maybe 2.25 years ago. I saw, maybe it was longer, maybe like 4 years ago. Probably so, like 4 years ago, maybe a little more than that, 4.5 years ago. I saw an image, like a meme, that really epitomized the character of the quality of people's lives and of our world now. And it showed like a subway, it was like a train stop. Like, let's say the subway stops and it's like at an overpass or something outside, or maybe it was a train, but it was, a form of transportation, and the people were waiting for the train, and it showed like what you would expect to see. Every one of the people were in their own bubble, disconnected from life. They were on their dumbing devices. And yet, then there was one person who was sitting there and he was still connected with life. And it was like, stop the presses. There's a human who's actually part of the world still. That was, I don't remember what the words were there, but it was kind of like unbelievable. There's someone who's not distracted into the illusion matrix disconnected from reality. Someone is actually not falling prey, falling victim to the oppression and the systems of tyranny used to control us. This is what I want you to really recognize by this question: is AI Satan's greatest evil unleashed to further weaken and destroy us? So in that context, like the dummy device, how much further removed from reality had we become, getting lost into, sucked into that seduction of the dummy device by itself, and social media as the focused weaponization of the dumbing device, where, I mean, literally teenagers are killing themselves because someone unfriended them on Facebook. How, I mean, that to me is like a characteristic representation of how far out of harmony, out of balance, out of sync we had allowed ourselves to become, how weak we had allowed ourselves to become, how removed from our purpose, our family, how disconnected we had become, how disparaged we had allowed our lives to be. I don't know if that's quite the right word, of the word disparaged, although it's another D word that I like, so I did get my 10 D words, 10 negative D words, whereas we are supposed to live the 5D lives that our destiny and are waiting for us. The 5D life that is meant to be ours is waiting for us, and that's our divine design, duty, destiny, Dharma. We are here to be strong. We are here to be of greater service to each other, and that means we're here to be connected with each other, our human family, and we're here to be connected with our center, our seat of power, our potential, our purpose, and with God. And the dumbing device is completely aberrated from that. It's completely polar opposite of that, because that pulls us way out here. Your power is in your center, your power is within you. And the dumbing device pulls people out of their center. Did you know that? Okay, so like let's go back to parasitecleansed.com. If you're, I hope you're part of that. I hope you have become parasite cleansed yourself, because we're talking about here how the systems of evil had controlled us for thousands of years, where the parasites were feeding off our fear, hatred, division, distraction, disconnection. I mean, does that sound familiar? Like the dumbing device comes right out of these systems of control, oppression, tyranny, weakening us. And I mean, so how much further disconnected was your quality of life as a result of the dumbing device? Are you more connected with life, or are you disconnected? Are you more connected with your family, or are you more disconnected and further away? Have you felt like you've lost your family? Like, when's the last time you sat down together as a family to have a meal together and to get involved with your children's lives? Or are they kind of like, yeah, I'm too busy, I don't have time for that? And they're just not interested. They're disinterested. They're disinvolved with your family. And because they're disconnected with life, because it's almost like they have an umbilical cord attached to their dumbing device, and that they had and you had allowed to become your total focus and world. And how wrong is that? And AI is like an exponential version of that. I mean, it's just accelerating that further. It would if we allowed ourselves to go down that path. And I mean, really hear all these questions and look very carefully at your life and how disconnected you had become, how distracted you had become from your purpose. I mean, your purpose means everything to you. It's how you are here to be of greater service to more people, right? And yet, how much do you believe in yourself now? How much do you know you matter? I see the full potential fulfilled as I experience you. I mean, I look at you and I see you are the successful, happy, thriving person. It is your divine design, duty, destiny, Dharma to be. And we're doing this together through all of us becoming part of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind, especially when you're also leading your own Operation Greatness chapter in your community. And when you have become, once you become parasite cleansed, that means you have liberated yourself, and you're also liberating every one of us in our freeingthematrix.com community and everyone connected with you. You're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating them. So, right here, go back to the beginning of this Operation Greatness chapter meeting. Our podcast number 46 is AI Satan's Greatest Evil Unleashed to Further Weaken Us, and pause and reflect on each point. Absolutely do this. And then think about your answers, your life, the world today, and share your thoughts as separate posts. You can even do little videos on them or detailed videos on them. And in each of your posts you're making, use your invite people link that you got when you became part of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. It's on the About page and it's on the lower right corner. It says under the logo and description of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind, you'll see something, a link that says invite people. Just click that button and grab your link. And then and on the screen here, it also says like there's a video there for you to watch, which is 24 minutes long. This is right at, well, it's part of, it's when, it's the opening page of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. It's your destiny is freeing humanity. I mean, really recognize that, hear that, because it's true. Your destiny is freeing humanity. You are here. You are humanity liberator. That's the higher purpose of your life. Like by you, like for example, I said, grab your invite people link in all the posts that you're making, and so all of these posts that you are sharing as you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends, everyone connected with you, you're transforming their lives. You're giving them the power to be the inspired visionary leader of all of their online friends as well. And this is the higher purpose of social media, and it's the higher purpose of every one of us because I mean, here, let's do this right now. Focus your power. Your power is beyond measure, and this is the main thing that I want you to recognize about you because there is no one greater in terms of gift for our human family. You are God's gift to the world after all. And you've always known that there was something more important for you to achieve, that you are here to do something great with your life. And before now, you didn't know what that was. This is it, my friend. This is it. This is your higher purpose. So, like, your power is beyond measure. I want you to recognize that because you're using your power to do good, to be of greater service as you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone connected with you, all your online friends, you're transforming their lives. And this is the higher purpose. It's why every one of us is here on the planet right now to be that inspired visionary leader in our communities and in our world. So focus your power right now, and we're all creating this together. We're joining in humanity's unifying manifestation. And I have this on the screen right here. This is once you go to freeingthematrix.com, you'll see this right there and becoming part of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. So let's just pause and breathe this in. Center yourself, step into your power fully, remain connected with your higher purpose, with your potential, with God, with all of us in our human family. We're all connected. The disconnection was false. That was a manipulation of evil. So plain and simple as that. So focus on this. See this as already complete. This is your divine design, duty, destiny, dharma. This is your greatest gift because you are God's gift to the world. Our power is beyond measure. Together, we've helped 1.72 billion people become very wealthy, living their dharma through freeingthematrix.com and Operation Greatness. This is the greatest thing we've ever done and the higher purpose of our lives. Feel that, see that as complete. We've all come together and been of greater service to more people. We've led, inspired, transformed, and liberated everyone connected with us, all our online friends, as well as everyone in our local areas, all through becoming part of the freeingthematrix.com mastermind. And this was the greatest thing you have ever done, and the greatest thing every one of us has ever done. And my friend, this happened through you doing this with and for everyone connected with you. 1.72 billion people became very wealthy as a result of all of us giving this our attention and using our power and creating this. All of us. And 1.72 billion people was the result of you getting your 1,200 people joining us in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind through your link. And by the way, notice if you when you go there to freeingthematrix.com to become part of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind, I'm going there here on the screen here if you're watching the video. It costs $59 a month to become part of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. That's more like an administrative fee because it's actually a $2,500 per month coaching program. And yet we're all giving so much and being of great service to each other. And yet by you using your invite people link, you're getting half of that. I just raised it from 40%. I had it at 40% because the community of which this is part, they said that was most effective, and I trusted that. And yet now, no, I saw, no, we have to be in balance here. It has to be 50% because that's in balance. That's coming from love and abundance and prosperity and generosity and being of greater service to more people. So you would be getting half of that. And so actually I didn't update the calculation. With you getting 1,200 of your online friends doing this through your link, where you're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of them, all of your online friends, no one left behind. Don't just stop at 1,200. 1,200 is just an example because some people might have 10, so they're getting 10 of their online friends doing this through their link. And yet other people have 12 million people. Or Elon Musk, this is still the higher purpose of his life. He's got like, I think, 119 million people and maybe more. Maybe it's, I haven't looked in a while now. Maybe it's 122 million. Anyway, I mean, Elon Musk getting 119 million or whatever he has, no one left behind either doing this. And anyway, or President Trump has 105 million last I saw. People on Twitter connected with him, and then he's got True Social and, Facebook. I think he had like, I forgot if it was 34 million or 55 million or something. Anyway, every one of us doing this, leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating everyone connected with us because this is the higher purpose of all of our lives. So, anyway, with 1,200 people times $59 a month, and at the 40% level, and I just bumped it to 50%, so it's more than that. It's like 20% more than that. Anyway, 1,200 times $59 per month times 40% of that would be $28,320 that you would be getting every month. So now it's 20% more than that. What would that be? I don't know. Would that be around, I don't know, let's say another $5,000, $5,300 or something. So what would that be? Like, I'm just doing this in the head very quickly. 30, 33,600, I don't know. Anyway, dollars per month that you would be getting just by getting your 1,200 people who are getting their 1,200 people then, and you've transformed the lives of 1,440,000 people right here through this Operation Greatness chapter meeting. 1,440,000 people you transformed, and then them getting their 1,200 people, that's 1.72 billion people. So that's what we have together created. So see this as what you have already manifested. You've created, attracted, manifested, allowed, and received this creation, this blessing, this gift, this contribution, which is the greatest you have ever made in your whole life and the greatest thing every one of us has ever done. Our power is beyond measure. Together, we've helped 1.72 billion people become very wealthy, living their Dharma through freeingthematrix.com and Operation Greatness. This is the greatest thing we've ever done and the higher purpose of our lives. Let's go. I mean, really feel that because this is what you're creating right here by leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your friends through joining us in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind that you've joined yourself through freeingthematrix.com. So let's go back to our initial slide here with our logo on it. So the question is AI, Satan's greatest evil, unleashed to further weaken and destroy us. Notice that, okay, well, let me share something else with you because when you're becoming parasite cleansed through parasitecleansed.com, we're exposing, okay, 93 to 97% of your behavior is not your own. It's at the unconscious level, and that's been carefully manipulated by evil, by the parasites. That's how important it is for you to become parasite cleansed yourself, and we're doing that together through parasitecleansed.com, which is a subset of our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. And yet, as part of Parasite Cleansed, you're recognizing, you're seeing how the TV, your television, they call it television programming for a very specific reason. Your television is a military weapon. It was not created for your entertainment. It was created to program you for scarcity, fear, lack consciousness, and it's done so brilliantly. And we're awakening from that, especially once you've become parasite cleansed through parasitecleanse.com. Well, the television. So anytime that you focus your attention away from life and on a screen, you're losing your ability to critically think. It's happening at the unconscious level when you're conscious of this manipulation, the militarization of your mind, of your focus, of your power is what it is by the parasites. I mean, this is all real, and I'm documenting this and walking you through this through parasitecleanse.com. That's why you must become parasite cleansed. This is required of every one of us. It honestly is. It's the rite of passage to become a free human. So make sure that you're giving yourself this through parasitecleanse.com. So, so important. Nothing matters more than every one of us doing this, in fact. Anyway, the television has been shrunk into this 3-inch screen, which is focusing one's attention that much more, and that's focusing their power, and that's feeding the system of destruction. That's how we devolved. We devolved so quickly over the last 5 years since Fraud 1.0 began, since the attempted totalitarian takeover stepped up into high gear, into being a force so powerful no one could ignore it or deny it anymore. I mean, really hear this message. So, going back to our question, is AI Satan's great evil unleashed to further weaken and destroy us? Is there any question in your mind about that? Especially knowing that the television is a militarized weapon. It's a military weapon. It is, and I'll walk you through that and document that through parasitecleansed.com and the Parasite Cleansed, well, becoming Parasite Cleansed course, which is a subset of our freedomthematrix.com mastermind. I'll walk you through that as you're becoming free from that, especially the dumbing device. Well, AI, that is like the dumbing device, and then you're giving others the power while giving AI. It's like you're outsourcing your thinking. You're giving AI the power to think for you so you don't even have to think anymore. Because, I mean, let me share the epitome of this that I've seen myself. This was a Facebook story I think someone shared. It was like someone doing the hiring, like let's say in personnel, the PR department. I mean, the what's it called? I don't know, you know what I'm talking about, the personnel department of a big company. And he was interviewing a top high level, it was like a Yale graduate, as I recall, for a pretty important position at his company. And HR, thank you, human relations company, maybe department. He was interviewing a high level he was interviewing for a high level position at his company, and it was a like the resume was great for this Yale graduate who was, I don't know if he was top of the class, but he was right up there. I don't remember the exact details. And yet the person seemed to be very slow to respond to this gentleman, the higher questions. The candidate was like really kind of like almost like he was not really present. And eventually, like he was struggling to come up with simple, I mean, I don't know if they were simple, but to come up with the answers to questions. And the interviewer asked him, "Are you okay? Something seems like you're not really, like you're having a trouble here. Are you?" And the candidate was kind of like, "I'm sorry. I'm used to using ChatGPT for everything." And he just said this like it was nothing, like it was, well, and he was struggling when he didn't have his dumbing device to do his thinking for him. And this was like the best of the best. I mean, that was kind of like, I heard that and I was like, oh man, we are so much worse off than I realized. I'm getting chills here just reflecting on this. How do you respond when you hear that? That a top person academically, the representative of the future generation, is already so disconnected even further than the dumbing device that they can't even think without the exponential disconnection of AI. I mean, answer that question for sure in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. And we have to go there to talk about things freely now because of how, well, the systems of evil oppressing us, social media. I mean, like, I haven't even checked my Twitter yet today, but let's do that here. If you're watching the video, I'm going to go over to my Twitter screen. I think I had that open from, yeah, here it is. Another tab that I didn't go there yet today. This is my first time going to Twitter today, and let's see what it looks like. It's behind, lagging or something a little. Anyway, like my pin post. Oh, that's wow! It's got 5,100 views. Okay, that's really good. I haven't seen anything more than 3,700, I think, 3,800 recently. But anyway, so the pin post, but like out of 183,800 and what is it today? 800 is that 9 or 69, I think? I don't know which one. 89, something like that. I can't really on it, but I don't need to do that. Anyway, whatever my 183,800 and some followers, if I was oppressed 99%, if only 1% of everyone who asked to see my post is getting them, then I would get 1,838 views, right? So this is 5.1 thousand views for the pinned post on here that was from 13 hours ago. That's like I haven't seen that low of an oppression level on Twitter, X, the quote free speech platform, and yet that's still if 10% of my 183,800 plus followers were receiving my posts, then that would be 18,300 and some people getting them. And it's 5.1 thousand, it's 5,100 and whatever. That's like about what, 1,838 would be 99% oppression level. And that's about maybe three times more than that. So maybe it's 97% oppression level only. In other words, about 3% of the people receiving have received my posts of everyone who asked for them. That's something I haven't seen that high for a very long time. That's impressive. That's only a 97% oppression level. And yet, let's look at the post before that. 12 hours ago, 127 people out of 183,800 and some people were able to view that post. 127. So it would be 99.9% oppression level if 180 people saw my post. So the average post, people are not getting them. The one before that, from 14 hours ago, well, that's 250 people saw that. So that's a little more than 99.9% oppression level, which would be 180 people seeing it. 250 is still way, way less than 1,838, which would be 99% oppression level. So you see it's way up there on Twitter. And my point is, though, let's go back to here. Our our question is AI Satan's greatest evil unleashed to further weaken us? I mean, let's step back a minute and look at the nature of reality. The Big Bang Theory. What is the function of the world, which is also the function of you as the representative of God in our world? I mean, you are God's gift to the world, and it is through you connecting with life, connecting with your purpose, connecting with our human family, honoring and living your divine design, duty, destiny, Dharma. Well, the nature of life is expansion, it's growth, right? It's becoming more. I call it learning and growing and becoming better or becoming more, bettering ourselves, bettering our world. That's the Big Bang Theory, that the world, the universe is constantly growing, expanding, becoming more, experiencing more of itself. This is ultimately God experiencing more of itself. And this is how, I mean, you are God's gift to the world because God is moving through you to lead, inspire, transform, and liberate the world. That's what your purpose is because God is working through you to bless the world because you are God's gift to the world. And so the nature of life is becoming better, it's growing, it's more abundance, it's expansion, it's discovering more, becoming more loving, becoming a better parent, becoming a better leader. Our world is, our lives are about growing, expanding, bettering ourselves, and that's more connection, not less connection. That's more being of greater service, not being withdrawn and removed and unable to think for ourselves. I mean, is it obvious to you now that AI is the greatest weapon against humanity in terms of our purpose and causing us to be even less connected with life, less connected with each other, and more like zombies? I mean, if you're aware, if you're parasite cleansed, if you removed the influence, remember 93 to 97% of your behavior is controlled, it's manipulated, it's programmed into you for scarcity, fear, lack, consciousness, for you to outsource your thinking and become less connected, more distracted, less in your power, more weak, more divided, more looking outside for your power, which is only ever found within you. I mean, let's talk about all this in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind. You've seen we can't even talk about it on social media because, like Elon, I don't know if Elon said this or said this about Twitter or X, that it's called the free speech platform. And yet he said, I think he said this, or maybe someone attributed it to him, free speech, not free reach. You can say what you want on Twitter, but doesn't mean anyone will ever see it. It's buried even there. And I'm using Twitter as an example because that's where I am mostly on Twitter. I'm there more than anywhere else. I think it's the same on Facebook and everywhere else. It's just that at least we can see it very obviously on Twitter, X, and we can't everywhere else. So we have to talk about this in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. We can't even talk about this anywhere else. So make sure you're joining us here and freeing every one of us, leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating all your online friends, making sure that they're joining us and doing this with us because this is the greatest thing humanity has ever done. This is the higher purpose of your life, and all of us connecting now, connecting with life and with God and with each other and with our purpose and with our power. Our power is beyond measure. Together, we've helped 1.72 billion people become very wealthy, living their Dharma through freeingthematrix.com and Operation Greatness and Parasite Cleansed. You becoming Parasite Cleansed yourself. This is through parasitecleansed.com, and it's also a subset of freeingthematrix.com. This is the greatest thing we've ever done and the higher purpose of our lives. So let's go back to our main slide here at freeingthematrix.com. Is AI Satan's greatest evil unleashed to further weaken us? Make sure that you are strong and that you are connected with your power, with your purpose, with your family, with your community, and that you are actually leading your community, leading your own Operation Greatness chapter in your community. You're freeing the matrix with us, and you have become parasite cleansed yourself, and you're leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of your online friends and everyone in your community doing a little LITL, a little more today, and being of greater service to everyone connected with you. because this is your greatest gift and contribution to the world. By you now making sure that all of your online friends, if you have 10, then get 10. No one left behind. If you are Elon Musk and have 219 million people, then get 219 million people. No one left behind. Make sure that every one of your online friends is doing this with us, is joining us in liberating 1.72 billion people. This is the higher purpose of every one of our lives, because this disconnection that we had allowed ourselves to play into, this is what we were feeding the parasites. No more. We're awakening. This is unstoppable. We are the ones with all the power. And now we're focusing our power and we are liberating our human family. We're liberating ourselves and our families and our communities in every one of us. No one left behind. And this is the greatest thing every one of us has ever done. So take all your thoughts about all of this, take all the posts that you made, and wrap them into the essay that you're sending me, Dan at danclatt.com. Nothing matters more than this. Nothing matters more than you doing this yourself. Now you recognize that. So write about all this. Share your thoughts about all this. Join us in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind and share all of the posts that you made in the essay that you sent me. Share that with us absolutely in the freeingthematrix.com mastermind. And all of us are sharing our essay from this Operation Greatness podcast number 46. Is AI Satan's greatest evil unleashed to further weaken and destroy us? Sharing that in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. Nothing matters more than every one of us doing this. So do this yourself. Do this at the highest level. You are the inspired visionary leader of every one of us. And you are the example of what's possible for all of us. Your results, your success, your shining your light as brightly as the sun, using your power, focusing and concentrating it on liberating humanity. This is God working through you to bless the world. This is why you are here. This is that so much more that you've always known was within you, as you are leading, inspiring, transforming, and liberating every one of us. So you are that gift. You are God's gift to the world. So be it. This is your greatest gift to the world. Know that, receive that, honor that, live that. Share your thoughts about all this in our freeingthematrix.com mastermind. Thank you for giving this your full attention and allowing this to be your greatest gift to the world. I love you. I believe in you. I know how much you matter. Now you know how much you matter because you liberated our human race. This is what you've always had within you. That's so much more that you've always felt and known was within you. Now you are living it. You're living your higher purpose. Now you are honoring your divine design, duty, destiny, Dharma. And I'm so grateful that you are here and that you're seeing the light and you're opening to your power and you're focusing it and you're being of greater service to everyone you can. Lead, inspire, transform, and liberate. Thank you. Thank you very much.